Hello everyone, welcome once again to my channel. I got a long piece of fat wood that I cut off of a long chunk that I've had for a long time. I keep using that word long, sorry about that. This piece right here is, and you know fat wood's heavy too. This piece right here is right at 20.5 inches long, almost 21. It's a very long piece. So I'm either going to make a candlestick holder or a goblet. But it's not going to be a thin stem goblet. I don't want to make one. I want to make one that has a little bit of design in it on the stem. But it's a challenge to make it this long. I do have, and I have ordered what's called a stabilizer. Where you can put it under your piece to support it. And it should be in by Wednesday. So what I'm going to do today is just rough it out. And maybe shape it some, you know, put it on the chuck and stuff like that. And then I'll have to wait until Wednesday to do the cup because it's so long. There's no way it's going to hold it stable. It'll start wobbling, and we'll have some problems there at that point. I can't open up the cup today or anything like that. It's way too long. So anyway, we're going to get right to it, and I hope you enjoy this video. And we'll see you on the other side. Okay, I had to wait for my compressor to turn off so I can tell you what I'm doing. There's a bad area over here, really bad, so I couldn't really make a tenon. I can with this, but anyway, I kept drilling a hole in it after I cut it off so I can center it back where it was before on the spur drive. So I'm going to cut a little more off, so it's not going to be as long as it was initially, and that's fine. It's still going to be long. It's going to be a long piece still. But I don't want to lose where my spur drive needs to go. So that's why I drilled a hole way down in there. So I think that I can use that. Ah, it smells so good. Okay, I'm just going to put it back in. Spur drive here. I knocked that in there, made a good impression. I probably took off a good 3 inches or so. So it should run pretty true because I kept that hole. I like to tighten it down real good. It makes this lift up, and then when I know it's planted in there with the spur drive and my wood, then I loosen it back up until this goes down. I feel it with my fingertips. Over here at the bottom, I can feel it sinking back down when I loosen it back up. Because I mean, you don't want to leave it like that while you're running the lathe. You're only doing that to tighten it down, that's all. And plant the spur drive in there real good. Anyway, okay, we got it mounted up. Let's see how it runs. It's a little off. It's a bit off. But that's okay. We'll just smooth it back out. We're going to make a nice long cup, and it'll still have a long stem, that's for sure. Very pretty. It's a very pretty cup. What do you think? Like the shape? I think it's wonderful. I think it's a beautiful shape. It's a different shape. It's longer and thinner. It's not the same normal short cup that's wider. I think it's beautiful. And the wood is beautiful. Beautiful wood. I remember where I found that wood too. Let me come over here so I can show you what I cut it off of. And I cut 2 chunks off of it. There's this chunk right here. See? Look at the lines in that. And it was standing tall like these pieces right here. Big, heavy pieces. It's kind of in a low-lying area where it was wet. Where it would get wet a lot, boggy. But it was dried up when I got there and got it. But you can tell that it would get a little bit wet in those areas. And I think water probably preserves fat wood. Probably keeps the oils and the resin from seeping out. And but so that fat wood right there is pretty old. And that was a heavy chunk too, because that piece was almost as tall as me. I had to put it on my hand trucks and wheel it on out to the truck. And now I'm finally using a piece of it to make something beautiful out of it. All right, well, we're going to leave it like that, and then I'll get back with you when I get my stabilizer to come in Wednesday. And we'll see you then. All right, I hope you can join me. Hello, everybody. Say hello. Say hello. Come here, Cinder. Say hello. See, I can't speak very well. She can't meow very well. There's something wrong with her throat, but she has the loudest purr I've ever heard. I mean, she purrs so loud, she'll wake you up. But anyway. All right, are y'all gonna say hello to everybody? Hello! Say hello. There's two of my babies. Oh, I got another baby outside. Okay, I got my baby outside. Okay. This right here is Mittens. I call him Smitty Bitty. He's my beautiful Siamese. You want some tree, huh? I got my baby outside the door, my Burmese, and she wants to come in. She's a smart girl. You gonna say hello to everybody? Mitten. Baby. Baby. Say hello. Okay. Well, that's not good enough, but she usually talks more than that. She's hungry. She said, I ain't studying you. I don't want to say anything. I just want to eat. But she's a beautiful cat. She has asthma problems too, by the way. I have to take her every month to get a cortisone shot so that she can breathe again very well. And you know what? When she first started, I thought she was trying to cough up hairballs or something, but nothing ever came up, so I just took her to the vet, and they said she has asthma. I'm like, what? I didn't know cats could get asthma. You know, I always thought, you know, human beings, but I didn't know animals could get it. I just thought that was the strangest thing. But anyway, I didn't want to go on and on about my babies, but I did want them to say hello to everybody. And anyway, let's get back to what we're doing. All right, I'll be back. Okay, my stabilizer came in. It's called a steady rest. This one right here is the brand name is Jazor, Jazorr. So it's wood lathe steady rest Jazor L-shaped woodworking steady rest. So anyway, it finally came in, but I don't have enough time to do any wood turning because I'm fixing to have to go to work. But anyway, I finally figured out how to get it on here. So I got it loose and I put the plate underneath and got it on. So, I mean, I'm sure it's going to hold a lot of work. In fact, I'm hoping that it will actually hold some of my ferro rod handles that I wasn't able to finish. And so, you know, be able to hold that stuff and be able to, let's see, this probably comes over here. And so you put the wood between here. As far as I know, I mean, I don't, it didn't even come with instructions. So I do not know. You know, I got to watch a video again about it. But all they do is show you holding the piece, turning it. So I'll look and see if there's another video where you set it up. If not, then I'll be the first one to make a video on how to set it up. How about that? We gonna get something out there on YouTube. That's for sure. You know, help people out. But yeah, that's gonna help hold some pieces. I got a little piece over here. I got 3 or 4 different pieces. I put this back on here. And this, you know, I have to clamp it down where the wheels are on this, and it'll steady it and hold it. Then I can turn it, finish it. But, you know, I have to put it on the chuck, too. But anyway, so I'll come back later when I get home, and then I'll try to figure things out, and I'll get back with you with it. All right, we'll be back later. So anyway, here's today. It's Thursday. And let's see. I'm going to mount this up on the wood. On the lathe, excuse me. I slept hard last night. I slept really deep, and I slept in. And I wanted to get up earlier, but when I take Benadryl, because of allergies and stuff, when I take Benadryl, it makes me so drowsy. And I just sleep and sleep and sleep. So, yeah, I wanted to get up, but I just couldn't not get up. So, anyway, here we are. And I'm going to mount this on the chuck here. I gotta tighten this down. Yeah, I used this when I got home from work last night. I tried it out on some simple pieces of ferro rod handles, and actually it works very well in helping me to hold the piece so that I can finish the end, and it's just fantastic. And I'm just so excited about that. This is going to work out much better for me to help me finish the end of ferro rod handles. Okay, before we go any further, I'm going to measure this once again because I had to cut it off. If you remember earlier, I had to cut some off because it was too rotten for putting it in the chuck with a tenon and actually making a base. I use this end for the base. I think it's okay. But, you know, it's going to be a little shorter than what it initially was, and that's fine. It's still going to be a long piece. So we're going to measure about right in here. It's going to be at least 18 inches long. That's the longest I've ever done. Okay, that's very long. And that's why I had to have this steady rest here, this stabilizer. Because it has to support the other end. And I finished the cup except for opening it up. And I can't open it up until I had this. Because it would be wobbling all over the place, you know, and there's no way. There's no way I could do a long piece like that. Okay, I want to go ahead and get this baby roughed out a little smaller. Whoa, I forgot to put tailstock in. Woo, that's a big mistake. Almost forgot. It's not good. Okay, I'm back. I had to take a little break there and work on my video some, and I plugged in my GoPro to charge a little bit again and stuff like that. It's always good to take a break when it's hot outside, that's for sure. You know, drink some water and cool off some and just take a break a few minutes. I mean, you don't want to overdo yourself in this kind of heat. Anyway, I found my head flashlight. I'm so glad. I am so glad about that. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and open it up. Let's get this thing out of here. You don't want to poke yourself. No, you don't want to do that. That'll hurt. I have poked myself before in the back of the arm area. It doesn't feel good. Okay, so I got these kind of sanded up at the bottom, so I can go ahead and finish and make a beautiful design with this cup. And right here where I added some fine wood shavings to make the base, what I'll do later is pull this up a little bit so I can have a little bit more of a wider base. But I'm not going to do it right now until I finish this area, because I don't want to mess it up with the running true like it is. Okay, I got the bottom of the cup and some of the cup. I got the rest of the cup smoothed out and shined up. There's that area we filled in. It's filled in, it's smooth with the cup, which is fantastic. Now you can still see it because it's a little dark area, but that's all. There's no hole there anymore, okay? I covered it up with the wood shavings. But anyway, and I smoothed that and shined that little area up. So we're going to finish the rest of it, the rest of the base, or the stem, excuse me. Tighten this down on here. I can move this on down here just a little bit. This is such a nice long piece too. It is absolutely gorgeous. I'm excited about this. I love this steady rest. I wouldn't be able to do any of this long without this. This is fantastic. Snapped off. Doggone it. Okay, as you can see, the cup broke off. Right there. But you know what? I'll be able to glue it back on. I hate that happened, but it did. It was just inevitable at that point. See, we learn. But I'm not going to end it right there. I'm going to finish it. And we're going to glue it back on. And that's the way it goes sometimes. That's life. And that's how real wood turning goes. Okay, I thought I had my video camera on. I had a hole there. I had a crack where a chip piece came off. It's just really bad. I really should have cut it off some more. I just wanted to be as long as I could. Anyway, we're going to finish this baby. Okay? It's not going to be the prettiest, most perfect base, but I put some wood shavings in here and filled this whole area in. I'm letting it dry. And then when I cut it off, and I may have to cut it off by hand for the most part, I'm going to let this dry. And then I'll glue the cup back on, and it'll look just like it never has broken off, because I still have the same fractured crack off pattern as on there. I left it alone. I didn't smooth it out on the edge, on the end. I didn't want to mess it up. And it's got a little flaw right there, but I'm leaving it alone. Okay, we're going to glue this baby back. Whoop. Okay, we're going to let it sit there. And I'm going to go and charge my video camera also. Okay, as you know, I had to fill this in with wood shavings. It was a bad area. I didn't cut that off earlier when I first started, and then I had to pull this out some from the chuck, so it's not that much of the jaws holding the piece in there. But all I want to do is kind of just shape it gently at the bottom and then cut it off. So let's hope we can get this done, and then I can get the top glued back on and we'll be done with her. Now, I don't know that it's going to fit where it's going to be level or not, because I had to reshape this just a little bit. So this part is true and this part is true, but it might not meet this true together as true. I don't know. But we're going to glue it together. right where the crack is, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be. Okay, so we're gonna get this thing together. Okay, it's already glued together. I can feel it. I don't need my fingers sticking on there. Okay, we got it. And I can, this part right in here, make sure I can show you. This part right in here has a couple of areas that are flawed, but I couldn't really do anything about it. I tried, and I just left it alone. The reason why it's not sitting straight up and down is because there's a little area on the very bottom, and I have to use the Dremel to smooth it out. Other than that, she stands straight and tall, and she is absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. And you know, like I said before, I will take the Dremel, and see, I just about can't find the crack now. Where's the crack? Where'd the crack go? It's right up in here. See, I can take the Dremel gently in this little area and smooth it just slightly if I want to. But other than that, I mean, you can't even hardly find the thing. So yeah, this is a beautiful cup. Beautiful cup. I'm glad I finished it, aren't you? See, I didn't give up just because it broke. I mean, you don't just throw your hands up in the air and say, oh well, I'm going to throw that away and I'm just going to start all over again. No. You put all your hard work in there, all your time, I mean, this took hours. This took several hours to do. And, you know, I'm not going to give up that easily. My goodness. And then the base, I had to fill in the cracks because I didn't remove I didn't start at the base in a good solid piece of wood. I wanted it to be very long, so very tall. So, you know, we've just filled it in with wood shavings and the Loctite glue, and she's ready to go. She's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. I'll put some more glue in the area in just a minute. But anyway, all right, she made it. She's a keeper. I'll get back with you when it's completely finished, okay?